Hello. Hello. Welcome to my channel. And I just wanted to come on here. It is my Saturday morning live. Hello, teacher Kim. Thank you for coming. And I had 8 classes this morning. I had one class at 6 a.m. and then I had a level 7 class, which is 50 minutes. And honestly, those 50-minute classes just make the 25-minute classes seem so short. I do love the level 7 and I'm happy with that. I was, a little bit nervous at first because they make it seem like it's, so much of a big step. But honestly, I'm a teacher. I'm a math teacher, trained math teacher. I went to school to teach secondary math. So, and my minor was English. So I don't really have much problem with the content. Um, you know, it is a little different teaching English as a second language. And I've appreciated the really good training that I've gotten through the vipkid. So I felt prepared and it was good. The only problem I had today with the level 7 was they're supposed to do a speech and it's supposed to be just like a 3 to 5 minute speech, but you're supposed to they give a speech, you critique it, and then they're supposed to redo the speech. But yeah, so she didn't want to do it the second time, and I didn't push it because I don't really know how people have the time to do it twice, honestly, because the content really maxes the time. Like, I have never done the class in only 50 minutes. I usually go over. So that's just me. Kim, for level 7, the qualifications, the thing that took me so long to get to teach it was because you have to teach so many level 6s in the last 2 months. And if you don't get a lot of bookings with level 6, there's nothing you can do about it except wait. So I kind of had to wait until I think it was like 6 classes, level 6 within 2 months, something like that. And then you had to have so many classes for vipkid. I don't know. There's a couple different qualifications that you would get just by teaching regularly. But then the level 6s, you had to have so many of those. And I know what it was. I had to pick one of my level 6 classes to submit for a demo. I didn't have to redo a demo or anything. I just had to submit one. So yeah, so it's good, and I'm glad that I've done it. But I'm telling you, this morning was one of my hardest days of vipkid. I was really tired, and I didn't even teach last night. But we did go out to um, watched some of my husband and some of my older boys play in a softball league, and so they were playing softball. So we were out kind of late last night. And while I'm talking, I'm just going to put some of these props away. And oh, really? You had a bad kid with iTutor. I'm not familiar with iTutor, but I know that Cambly. Do you do Cambly, Kim? I thought it was you that said that you did Cambly, or maybe it was Kelly. I have a friend that is going through some hard times, and she has some college, but I'm not sure how much. So I was thinking of recommending Cambly to her. Maybe she could come over and I could show her how to connect to teaching online or something. I don't know. So I was just thinking I'm going to check into Cambly. The thing about that is it's only like $10 for an hour, which is not much when you get twice that. Okay. Yeah. So I thought of trying that, but I don't really have a lot of time to kill. And if I am going to teach online, I'd rather get paid $20 an hour rather than $10 an hour. But it sounds really cool to be able to teach different ages and just like on the spot talking type of thing. My lighting's a little crazy because the sun is going in and out, in and out. So, hello, Marianne. It's good to see you. Thank you for coming along. I was hoping Danny would be here. I'm having problems with I'm making a pool video because I have a pool. Hello, Heather. And I thought I'm going to just make a pool video. So it is very progressive. And my pool, I have like an above ground pool. I'll show you. You guys can get a preview. My problem is that it's pretty well blue, but it's still um, pretty cloudy. So I want to show you what I started with. Well, I'll take you to the video itself. So what I'm doing is I am starting out with the worst that it was. And then I'm going to do this progressive video. So I'm kind of like adding pictures every day as I go. So this is my pool. It's like it was totally green. Okay, you can't really tell how green it is in this picture, but it was pretty green. And I live in New Hampshire, so when it gets, I have a lot of trees. This is a picture of the trees around my backyard. And so it is really hard to keep the trees out of the pool. Hello, Evelyn. Um, Keep the trees out of the pool, keep the leaves out of the pool. So I've tried covering it, but then when you take the cover off in the spring, all the leaves just fall in anyway. So I've had a really hard time trying to figure out how to keep the leaves out. So last winter, a bunch of the leaves go in the pool, and then the pool, you have to pull them all out, and then the pool is green because of the chemical reaction of all of the leaves and everything. And so I've been putting stuff in my pool, and every day it's a little bit better, but it's still kind of cloudy. So this is like day 5, I think. So I don't know. And so I just wanted to talk to Danny about it because she's interested in pools. I don't know if anybody else has a pool or not, but ours is just an above ground, very small. It's just big enough for, I had a bunch of kids here, and it was good. I call it good, clean fun if you have a pool. It was already here, so we've kind of kept it going ever since we lived here over 20 years. So that's pretty good for an above ground pool. We have changed the liner twice. We have changed like the pump and all of those different parts of the pool. And so let's see. Thumbs up the live. Thanks, guys. Heather, Marianne, how were your classes? Evelyn had 3 this morning, and she has 2 evening classes tonight. Now, I have not, let's see, I didn't do any evening classes last night. Last summer, was my first summer. So I opened every slot I could, morning, evening, and I taught just, what I could, but not overnights. This year, my goal was to only teach in the morning and no at nights, but it's hard to resist because I had some good students Friday night, Saturday night, and I have some regulars on Sunday. So I'm kind of weaning myself off of the Friday nights and Saturday nights. But once school starts, I'll probably have to do 3 to 4 to just keep a decent number of classes for the month. So last night I did not teach any classes. Tonight I only have 1 class, and my original thought was I will open short notices if I want to in the evenings. And so, but tonight I have 1 class, and I'm like, I don't want to do any more than that tonight. So I'm not going to open any short notices. I'm just going to keep it the way it is. I have 4 classes tomorrow, and next Sunday I'm only going to do 3. So I think I'm going to pull back on my Sundays. I had some regulars on Sundays, and they now I have just, I open up the same amount of slots. I have 1 regular, and the other one's filled with whoever. So I might start doing less on Sundays so that I can maybe take a day off. but we'll see how that goes. And but this morning I had 8 in a row, and I was like really, really having a hard time keeping my eyes open. At one point, I think I might have fallen asleep for half a second in front of one of my kids. I'm gonna go watch the video and find out how that went. But I went to trying to pick a reward that I could put up in front of me so I could kind of like rest my eyes because they were burning. I don't know how you do it, Marianne, all night. I can't even imagine, Marianne, 19 in a row. That just, I do 8 in a row and I can't handle it. Is that 19 with no breaks, Marianne, or do you take breaks in between? You must go into like zombie mode at some point, Marianne. Do you take any breaks, Marianne, or do you just power through? I take one break. Crazy. Well, you were in the military, is that what you said? So people in the military are used to pushing, I think. I really think there's something about when you've been pushed in the military. I have a good friend who she is amazing. She has adopted kids. Like, I think she has altogether 13 kids, but most of hers were adopted. She had 2 of her own, and she has since adopted a bunch of kids. And she still gets up at like 5 a.m. and she just walks every day and she exercises. She's amazing. And my kids went over there a couple of times, and my phone's ringing, but I'm not going to answer it right now. So, but my kids went over there and they did not really enjoy it because she is really high energy. So, yeah, I think there's something about it. I've been working since I was 11. It's in my blood. Yeah. I mean, I work. I just don't work that kind of work, I guess. I guess when I get tired, I just have to take a break. Yeah. But I find that VIP kid teachers, you guys are my kind of people because you do keep going. You do work hard. And some people have just this, like, I still have kids at home. I still have a lot of housework to do kind of stuff. And I'm always busy doing something. And I find that a lot of my friends are the same way. Like, some people say they don't like Facebook, but I do have 2 jobs. Yeah, that's true. But when I go to school this year, it's going to be hard in the sense that I'm going to be doing like special ed. So I'm only going to have 2 students. So it's going to be hard for me because I don't just sit there. They are going to be doing a lot of self-learning type stuff, and I have to let them do their work. Like, so that's how I got into VIP Kid, is I had some free hours at school, and I just couldn't just sit there and I had to find something to do. I'm a knitter. I do crafts. I do sewing. I do all kinds of different things. So while had my free periods for school, I saw this ad for VIP Kid, and so I went ahead and applied for it. And so I just thought, I'll try it. And the thing is, when you first go into it, they tell you that you can make your own hours. So I'm thinking, oh, I could do this during the day or whatever. So I realized it's not really make your own hours, but I'm making it work. And it is kind of make your own hours to an extent. I mean, if I want to stay up all night Friday night or stay up all night Saturday night, I can do that. So my daughter is saying that she has a sewing machine. She's afraid. She's at a yard sale. She wants to know if I want the sewing machine. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a sewing machine hoarder. So yeah, I am a sewing machine hoarder. So now you know my secret is out. So let's see. Yeah, I am tempted to stay up all night because I need the money too. But I just, you know, I don't know. If my husband was there, like giving me power snacks and stuff, I might. But he doesn't really like it doing what I'm doing already. So I that's why I want to do just mornings, and then I have evenings with the family. So it's not really interfering with my family life. So if I stayed up all night, that would totally interfere with my life. I would be a zombie the next day. So, okay, Kim, that works. That works then. If your husband's out of town, then you I could totally stay up a few extra hours if that were possible. Yeah. So she's just telling me that she wants it. Yeah. I'll give her the 20 bucks. She probably doesn't have the 20 bucks to waste. But she actually bought herself a really nice machine. Like I think she paid 100 for a sewing machine on Craigslist, and it was like a really good one. I mean, I was surprised that she got it for only 100. Usually I'll tell people if you see a sewing machine online for $50, offer 20. But 20, I'll pay 20. I got a really nice Husqvarna for 30. And I've gotten some, most of my sewing machines were given to me, but I will pay 20 or 30. And then, if I have one and I have too many, I can always sell it for 20 or 30 to someone who needs it. And actually, I don't know why she's even asking me because her mother in law wants one. So if I buy it or the mother in law buys it, one of us will buy it. So, anyway, sewing machines. Yeah. Sewing machines are great. I mean, I teach, I went to college to teach math. And I homeschooled for many years of my own family. My older three are girls, so we did a lot of crafts, sewing, knitting, all kinds of extra things like that. So we've had a few different. Oh, my dad gave me two. He had a friend that was getting rid of two sewing machines at a rummage sale, and I was like, no, I don't really have the money right now. And he got them anyway. He probably did give the guy money, but he told me they were free. So he brought them over. These were in cabinets and these were older sewing machines. So this was back like 20 years ago. And, oh, okay, Marianne. So your husband's working overnights. So that works. So you can both be overnights. So then you're on the same schedule. That's cool. So about the sewing machines, I had a friend that had my friend that I just told you about that has the adopted kids. She had two girls at the time, and she came over. Oh, she did have some of the adopted kids, and I put all the sewing machines around my living room, and we made stuff. We just sewed all day long. It was great. And so now I teach at a Christian school, and I've been teaching home ec. I've been teaching, I do some cooking and some sewing. And I have a friend that has a man that has come to the church, the school. He also is a high level math teacher, science teacher, physics, that kind of stuff. But he doesn't really need the money. He just wants his kids to go to the school and then they can kind of do like what I'm doing, but he has more income than I do. Like he's retired. So he's in a little better financial situation than I am. But his kids are the ones I'm going to teach special ed to. And then his kids also want to do sewing. So at the school, I have a big room and we have sewing machines set up, and each student gets their own sewing machine. And so they can just come in. We've made, I can put some pictures of what we made with them this year. I had some squares that another friend of mine had given to me. and the kids had sewed them all together and made aprons, and they came out really good. And so they learned a lot. They learned how to do the machine, they learned how to piece together the squares, they learned how to um, just do so many things. We made ties, so they had to make reversible ties. There's a lot of different things that they learned. And then after that, we made bags. We made drawstring bags, and we made backpacks and stuff like that. So now, one of the girls, she just learned her machine, and she wants to make a drawstring bag. So I think we finished that. So if anybody has any ideas on things that we can make, I was thinking of making dolls. I mean, I love these. These are crocheted. My Mike and Meg. These are crocheted. Um, and I know how to crochet. I'm not really that great at making dolls, but I can learn. I can learn anything. I do vipkid. I can do anything. So I was thinking of even making, like, a stuffed animal, like a teddy bear, whatever. You could give them to other adopted children, because these people are the heads of, in our area, Kid Safe, and they want to bring kids in from Colombia. And so we could make, that's a great idea. We could make a teddy bear and a blanket, like a patchwork blanket, to give kids that are adopted or in foster care. So that would be a great idea. Pillowcases. We have made pillowcases before. Skirts, yes, we wear skirts at school, so that's another idea too, to have them make some skirts. I have made them skirts. At the beginning of last year, he paid me to make skirts. I was making them for like $10 a piece, and so I made a little bit of a profit. But well, I can teach them to make their own skirts, and then stuffed animals, they could donate them. Yeah. So that's a good idea. I just don't like to make a lot of stuff that just is wasted or thrown away. But I always tell them, whatever you do, you are learning a skill. So even if you don't make it and wear it, the skill you're learning is going to be used later on. I also have a suit coat. Their mom works a high level job, and she wants me to alter her um, blazer. So I have to tackle that. It's just like a couple little places in the back to pull it in, because she's really thin. So let's see. Yeah, Marianne, I've only done kits, but I want to do something bigger. Yeah. So sewing is really not that bad, and now you've got YouTube. So the biggest thing is learning how to thread the machine, make sure and learning how to thread the bobbin. And there are a few different styles of machines. And then after that, just sew the straight stitch, know your machine, and then you can do anything. Oh, we're talking about cross stitch. Oh, Marianne, cross stitches. Yes, I did a lot of cross stitch when I was in college, because I was in places where I had to wait a lot. So I did a lot of cross stitch there. But I am kind of the kind of person, I like to do something quick, like a quick project, get it done. I don't like the things that take a long time to do. So cross stitch, the good ones, you have to be patient and just really put your time into it. So I have done that. It's just not, I really, really, really liked it. And I used to just love buying all the different colored threads. And it was so cool, because my daughter Lily is 16, and she is learning to, she's learned teaching herself how to embroider clothing. So she wants to, like, buy a plain shirt like this and embroider something on it, and then sell it for a profit. And so she went to the store and bought her own stuff, because she has a job, and she bought her own DMC thread. And it was just like so cool, because I'm like, oh, I used to love buying this stuff. And she's the only one out of all my girls that have ever looked at that stuff. I have other kids that they're crafty, but they are not really into the DMC floss. So I always like to give a good tip on my videos or on my live, and I just thought this is what I wanted to share for today. Um, I've enjoyed the conversation today about sewing and crafts because that's my I just love it. I also love to knit and I'm on Ravelry and that's how I met the person that crocheted these. But one of my tips for VIP Kid teachers is this is my coffee, okay? Um, I get the Contigo. I've had a few different um, travel mugs, and I just try to be very disciplined to never have a coffee cup that has an open top on my computer desk because I will be the one to knock it over. I am so accident prone. So I discipline myself to only use this. I love it because it stays hot. This is the hottest that anything stays. It stays hot. You have to press the button to get the hot coffee out, and it will stay hot for a good few hours, 2 to 3 hours. I also, if I'm going to drink water, I use this. This one's cracked. I need a new one, but it does have glass. It's glass inside. It doesn't really keep it majorly, like, it goes to room temperature eventually, but it does not spill. When it's not cracked, it won't leak. So this is a really good container for water. And to just really, really make yourself do not ever put a open cup or regular cup on your computer desk. It's not worth the risk. So that's my tip for VIP Kid teachers for today. Just really make it your own personal rule. Do not do it. There are many people that I've read online that have ruined their computers. They put their coffee next to it and then they knock it over. They forget, or, something happens. Even if it's for a second, it could happen in a second. And I've seen so many stories of people ruining their computers, and it just can't be. So even when I'm at school, if I do have an open coffee mug, I will put it somewhere else, not on my computer desk, not where my computer is. And that's where, we can learn the hard way, or we can learn by someone else's, learn from their mistakes. And I've seen that too. Like, people post that they had an accident and I'm like, I'm so sorry. And they're like, just learn from my mistake because, there's nothing we can do about it now. So make that a rule for yourself to not do it. Another tip that I have for fun is that when you have your UAs and you give a trophy, go get your kid's trophy. This one is a basketball trophy, obviously, but it has stars on it. So when I have a UA, I will say, "You win, congratulations." And it's got a star and everything on it. So that's kind of cool too. And I don't know if some of you that are on my iPad group, you may have seen that I have a few recommended sites, and one of them is the drawing reward group. I'm not sure what it's actually called, VIP Kid Drawing Rewards, something like that. And so they have a lot of ideas on drawing rewards where instead of just giving them a star or whatever, you can you could even do stars on your whiteboard. Or, I had a lesson, sun, moon, and stars. You could do this. You can do the dice game. This is really fun where you can roll. There's a whole set of these, like roll a dog, roll a snake, roll a character, roll a face. There's also these step-by-step, like 6-step drawings, which are kind of fun because then that way you draw a circle and you say, what is it? And then you can draw 2 more circles. And the other thing you can do with this is you can have the student get their own piece of paper. And this is really great for those kids that, you know, are really wiggly and antsy. You get them drawing, and it really helps with their excuse me, their attention. Okay, so this is okay, and then we have legs. Okay, one, two, three. I gotta get the right number because kids will know how many they're supposed to have. So there's a crab, and then you could say crab. And where does the crab live? In the water or in the sea. So you can extend, you know, a lot of people are saying, you know, if I get done early, how do I extend? This is also a great way to extend. And you can talk about the crab. You could say legs, how many legs? You could have them count the legs. You could have them count the eyes, and different things like that. So that's just another idea. It's a drawing reward. And like I said, I have done this. I have a kid that he's very smart, but he's really wiggly, and he's like this during the whole class. I mean, the last class I had with him, he was laying down on his bed, and, you know, just like, it was just weird. But he's pretty smart, and so if I say grab a piece of paper and a pencil and you do it with me, then that keeps him engaged and gives him something to do, and we're all together, and it really is fun. And so that's just a really good idea. And the drawing group is really fun too, to see the ideas. There was a girl on there that did a whole talk about how she draws dino during the class, and she did a really great job. So I would like to recommend that as well. So does anybody know how many? I think that's about it, all I have to say today. And thank you for watching. Thank you for coming, guys. And I hope you all have a great day. And I hope, Marianne, you get some rest. I'm going to go. I have some toast. I'm going to get something to eat. And I'm going to do some cleaning and see what else this day brings. I do not like drawing because I can't draw a stick figure. Well, that's the thing about these you know, these step-by-steps. I mean, there really isn't that much to it. I'm not good at drawing either, really. Especially when I'm talking, like that to me is really hard. But when I have done it, I don't do it all the time. I like a variety. I really do. I like a variety. So I like to do drawing rewards. Today, I felt like I really needed my Google Slides. So I went to, I had one student that had food today, and I went to feed the dog. So I have this feed the dog one. And then you can talk about food. It's action. It kind of brings something a little different to the classroom. So the dog eats the food. And I hold these up to my phone because I am not a Manicam or Cam Twist user. I just hold it up to my phone, so it's just like this. But the kids seem fine with it. And I just don't, I'm just the kind of person, I can't handle way too many buttons and all that. If I had a friend that could come over, show me how to do it, and practice with me, I could figure it out. But I've watched the videos so many times, and I really have a hard time trying to figure out how to put it all on my screen and be able to concentrate with the student, even though I'm pressing other buttons. So this one is one I used today. This one has bugs on it. And I had a student that had the bug lesson. So this was really fun for him because I can show bugs without having to actually show bugs. So I did use that one today also. I used a variety of different methods today. And so that's it. So I will talk to you all later, and thank you for watching. What is that again? Which one? The step-by-steps. These are step-by-step, and they're in the videos. Okay, this is called Google Slides. Yeah. This is called Google Slides, and you go online to the Google Slides group, and they have videos. What you have to do is you have to have the Google Drive, and then you have to have the Slides app. They work together. And when you watch the video and you figure out how to load it all, then you can access these and then put them on your phone. Most of the Google Slides people will most of the people that do Google Slides will put it on their computer, and they work from within their computer, but I can't do it. I haven't figured it out yet. So I there are different ways that you can also if you don't feel like you can do Google Slides, I have also made a an album in my photos. Like, I have albums in here. And I made one outdoor activities, and these are my family, my own personal pictures. And we had outdoor activities. That was in Jamaica. This was me in Jamaica snorkeling. This is my grandkids swimming. So you can make your own file. This was me on a hike. This is a video. So you could even use this as a reward. You can make your own. And you can, whatever the topic is, make your own little file. Like I said, this is for outdoor activities. I've made one, the ice cream. I was going to do this one online. I made a file folder for different types of ice cream, but I ended up printing these out and using that as a reward one day. And most of the kids were overwhelmed. They were like, I could never eat all that ice cream. So you can also make your own reward that way, and that would work just fine as well. So yeah, Marianne, you can join the Facebook group and just do Slide Kick. It opens in Chrome and you can do it on your phone. Yeah, that's what I do. And I can't, like I said, I haven't done it on my computer. I do have a computer, but I'm in the iPad group, and I want to help the iPad people. If you only have an iPad, you can still use Google Slides. I did it all summer last summer. And some people say, "Oh, I don't want to hold it up to my camera." Well, I didn't mind at all. It was fine for me. So some people don't mind, and we can all do it different ways. And that's how the Google Slides people started, is by making the Google Slides, holding up to your camera, and then the whole thing evolved into what it is now. So I like it the way it is. And like I said, you can make your own files. You can look up pictures online and just have your own pictures about the certain topic. And there's all kinds of things you can do with your phone for digital rewards other than Google Slides. But okay, thank you all, and I will see you next time.